Hello and welcome everybody to the Monday Rookie Series, everybody's favorite league here, and the music seems to be a little bit loud. We'll get that maybe turned down a touch. There we go. But yes, welcome. Hello everybody. Hope everyone's having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. I'm Mike Nause in the booth, solo tonight. Unfortunately, Steven Tomazic, a little bogged down by the visas as well. The visas have been strict recently, at least over here in Europe. But yes, welcome everybody. Hope everyone's having a lovely, like I say, evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in this fine world. This is going to be an awesome race. 2.4 miles here at Zolder, 15 corners, 6 to the left, 9 to the right, and it's going to be an absolute thrill here. We have a very short amount of elevation, 19 meters on this track, but that's not going to take anything away as there are more drivers on this grid than there is meters of elevation here. So we got 47 drivers as it stands, almost getting there to that full grid once again. Moriko, thank you so much for dropping the Prime sub as well. You're absolutely awesome. 3 months already. I know, that's incredible. Thank you so much, Moriko. But yes, this is going to be extremely exciting. Welcome, everybody. Jeremy Cubbage, of course, first as normal. Burnsy as well. Welcome, Hepburn. Bro Dirt as well. This is going to be a miserable... Oh, no. Someone didn't get their practice in, it sounds like. That's my sneaking suspicion there. We got Forzy as well, Lizzie, Moriko, F1, welcome everybody. Raleigh, Raleigh, excuse me. Duce, welcome. Tony Danzig, Doc Milwee, and I'm assuming more to come here tonight as it's going to be quite a few here to start for this Monday stream. You'd love to see it. Of course, like I say, it's everybody's favorite league, so how could there not be? And Forzy in this race as well. Ashley, of course, out there. Energy already being given the way of Lizzie there from Benjamin Bidoff, Tropical the Dragon. As the intro music comes to a close here, and we are getting ready as the qualifying session has turned over already. But so far, 1 minute dedicated to setup changes. Then we will see the first drivers out. Welcome, Daddy, Dad. Good oi, moi. That was awful. It's a good start. Good start for my accents tonight, definitely. Got tons of practice. You're just still slow. Oh, that's unfortunate. You know, at least you're honest, I guess. But we'll see. Energy being thrown the way of Cubbage. A hydrate as well. Cheers to my mostly transparent monster can. It's a miracle how it holds fluid, I'm going to be completely honest. We have no in-game audio. I'm just sitting here very quiet. We can get that going here. As we wait, we see the drivers. Actually, no more waiting. We have the drivers out there on track now, which is awesome to see. Why don't we pop over here into the game and get ready here to see some laps being set. Actually, before we do that, why don't we just give a little shout out to our leagues? We'll do that when we get in game. We have a bigger calendar there. We'll do that in the race. So we hop in now. We'll do a little shout out while we're on our out laps here. It's 2.4 miles, one of the shortest tracks here in ACC. But we do see Road to the Grand Finals. That's not going to be this Saturday, but next Saturday. That's going to be at not Misano, but Kyalami. We have the calendar a little bit backwards there, but Kyalami will be the next race for that. It's going to be 6 hours at Kyalami, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you guys haven't signed up for that, make sure you guys do. I know that it's going to be the top 5 in terms of points that get into the VCO Grand Finals, but if you do sign up, it is still a very fun league with loads of drivers that have extreme amounts of pace. There are some huge names in that team. We have Jensen Button's SRE team, as well as a few of the Brabham esports team, the Trackalicious esports team, and a few others. And yeah, I am solo commentating tonight, Bro Dirt. Karu, welcome. GT3 Championship, that's going to be Sundays. We just had our Paul Ricard last night. Next week will be, not next week, the week after next will be Imola's. Of course, we have Labor Day this weekend. And after that, we also have our Thursday GT3 GT4 Championship, where we will have one this Thursday at Snetterton. It's going to be the tightest, twistiest, windiest tracks in that league. Still time to sign up. A few more races for that. But very exciting action here at Trackalicious. We try to provide the most thrilling possible, and I think we do so. And we're going to see that tonight. Like I say, 49 drivers. We're almost up to a full grid. We might have a full grid by the end of qualifying. I'm not sure. Plenty of energy being thrown the way there of Alessio Gappa and Swan Seeger as... Wait. M. Swanee. That's not... Who's M. Swanee? Is that a name I'm unfamiliar with here? I'm not sure. Also, energy being given the way of Lizzie. Time for your PC to explode with 50 drivers. You'll be fine. Oh, Monica! Oh my goodness, obviously. I'm so sorry. Monica Swanseeger out there on track, obviously. Currently, let's take a look here. So we can hop over into the actual HUD. We have the white plates out on track. I think we'll see them come out in the reds. And David, welcome. And 49 in the grid. It's going to be packed. It is packed. That is insane numbers. We'll see if we get a 50th to squeeze in there. We still got 16 minutes for one more person to dive into the session. As it stands, though, we have Tony Rodriguez jumping up to pole position. He is at the one... Oh, I know why everything is so loud. There we go. Because my volume was loud. These things are now back to a more reasonable level. Maybe, I don't know if that changed anything in your guys' ears. It might not have, but it did in mine, that's for sure. Tight times, though. As it stands, Alex Sheen and Brandon Pfeiffer are tied just about 1/10 a hundredth separating the two of them. Less than half a tenth. We also have Zuka the Bazooka Vinod in the Audi here, the Sparks Bazooka Racing. He's going to be looking to put in some pretty good times. New to the Rookie League, joining the white plates as he's shown his pace on the Thursday Mixed Class Championship. He is quite the rapid one. Definitely exciting to see what he can put down. We also have Lipo. Oh, it's Ilipo. Excuse me, Ilipo. I can hear his name when he said it, but I can't say it. Razzulini. Apologies, Ilipo. The Finnish driver in the bomber car. And thanks for reminding you about TC last night. Were you listening to the stream while driving? Oh my goodness. Also, welcome. Is it Larondi? Larondi? Alpha, welcome. You have the stream up every single time? That's got to be distracting. Will I say you're to F1? I need to... Laronde. Thank you, Laronde. Cass, welcome, Cass. Just audio? That's still got to be confusing. F1, who are you again? I apologize. The Twitch names, I'm not great with Twitch names to Discord to in-game names when they're all different. It's tricky for me. Oh, Sintsev. I think I got that one down. Is that correct? Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. All right. We're moving on now. Knotus, he has not set a time yet. It is getting ever closer to the end of the qualifying session. The virtual checkered flag for these white plates will fall at the 10-minute mark. Then we will see the red plates all barreling out on the track. And my goodness, there's quite a few of them. Remember, anybody in chat that's a red plate that's going to be out on track, remember to be patient at the end of the first lap. There's going to be a big pileup of cars. Don't overtake. Wait your turn. Be respectful, and other drivers will do the same for you. Jeremy Cubbage onboard lap. Why don't we do it? As Jeremy will have the opportunity to start one more lap. He's actually heading into the final chicane now. As Hepburn, the wise Hepburn, says, head on a swivel, everybody. But yes, make sure you guys be careful coming into Sector 3 on the outlap, because there's going to be a large buildup of cars trying to get ready and have a nice space for the laps. And make sure you guys give each other enough space on your laps, too. But Jeremy Cubbage now, he has plenty of clear air as he is heading around through Kanalbocht into Lucien. Lucien, I'm not going to try that one. That's going to be a tough, it's going to be a tough one. But heading towards the Klein chicane now, looking for the braking marker. A little bit earlier than I expected. It is a GT4 though. There are, not to mention as well in terms of things, there's quite a few penalties to be served, so we are going to see quite the pit start. Take a look. I'm just curious on the number, on how many drivers. I need to find the post again for just how many, but nonetheless, Jeremy Cubbage coming around now into Sector 3. It's a very short track, 2.4 miles here, and we're already done with our lap. It's 14 drivers. 14 drivers have a pit start in round 1. Round 2, not so many, but round 1, yes, 14 drivers will be starting in the pit, so it'll be quite the battle from there. That's going to be the end of the session for Jeremy Cubbage. 138.9 is all Jeremy has there, 15th best. Tony Rodriguez does take pole position in the Jazzy Rods. We have Ilipo Ratsulinen in second position, and third place is going to go to the Alpine here of Chris Rosales, I think. The red plates, though, heading out onto track, beginning their outlap now. Still a few more drivers yet to set a time. Well, not yet to set a time, excuse me. Still to set a final time here. Knotus to the line. He's going to be looking to make up a couple positions here. 18th up to 15th. Not a bad result there for the T-Swizzle 2022 livery. Jeremy. It's all good, man. It's a tough track. Whoa! As I think that was Alexio Gappa. For whatever reason, the camera decided to pan in on Alexio Gappa spinning, even though he's nowhere close to John Hawley, who I had selected. The cameras on this track are not that great. We're going to come to find out, I would imagine, during the race. John Hawley, though, 12th fastest as it stands in the Blaze and the Monster Machines, and he hits the barrier. And that's going to be the end of his qualifying, and that's going to be that in terms of the white plates. Andrew Casey, the first red plate to start a lap, I think, or is the... I think Alex Freeman is the first to start a lap. Excuse me. Or did they just come out? No, they just came out. It is, in fact, Andrew Casey. Pop on board here with the Noobs RS driver. The 406 coming now through the hard-to-pronounce right-hander that's equally hard to make a good exit here onto this straight. You can see that pile up of cars in the back. Not pile up, but queue. Queue is the word. There we go. That's what I was trying to look for. Through the Klein chicane now, heading towards the Villeneuve chicane, as this track is more or less nothing but chicanes and 90-degree turns, to be completely honest. Little hesitant in there, bit of a moment on exit. Accelerating though around through Tarlemen? I'm not going to try that one either. But into Jochenrindbocht. Heading towards Jackie Ixbocht, and he actually is going to back out of his lap as he has approached the queue of cars. And I would presume we might see a few more drivers approaching that as well. Ryan Brown has invalidated. The first round of laps are not going to look good, as there are quite a few drivers out on track, and it's all about finding space, and there really isn't much space to be found. This is really going to teach these drivers here how to set a lap. I will say, in Andrew Casey's, criticism to him, he could have kept going there. Lizzie Alisea, pole position as it stands. Look at that, the Puerto Rican driver. And we also have Blaskovitz. Lizzie's time is actually holding here. She's actually managed to get a valid lap in. And that might be enough. A banker lap is going to be the most important thing here. Lizzie is also gaining, and she has some clean air to boot. We have now Patty Doring, though, and Jason Nauber jumping up to pole position. The drivers have found some clean air. Yeah, Andrew lost his lap because people were stopped, but he could have potentially made it. I understand why he didn't, and it would have been risky. It would have been very risky, and he would have been banking on the other drivers to get out of the way, but it was in his right to be going for that lap. It would have been tough. Your livery, I've downloaded all liveries for the stream, as I do every single week. Whether or not it was uploaded correctly, I'm not sure. Take a look. Looks to be... I'm not sure, you tell me. There are a few liveries that I think they downloaded the template for, but not the... I think there was an uploading issue there in the Google Drive for a few drivers. It's good? Lovely. Lizzie sandbagging. Lizzie to pro. The Wicked Witch of Watkins is having a good qualifying so far. She has been bumped a bit further down the grid as it stands, but I would imagine, just like I say, with even setting a pretty good lap here, is really all you're going to be able to do. There is quite a bit of clean air. The drivers need to, well, separate a little bit more, to be honest. Some of these drivers just need to abandon a lap and find the space, which will take a while, but it's worth it. Zuka with a hydrate. Thank you. James Fuller, I think that was... No, it wasn't James Fuller off. Oof, that is James Fuller off and invalidated. Apologies, James. Seth Lincoln on pole position. Our league manager here in the AMG, taking pole for the rookies as it stands. We have Chris Blaskovitz in P2. P18 overall for him. Polish driver. Do we still have the other Blaskovitz out there? We do. Stefina Blaskovitz in the pits, though, as it stands without a time on the board. I think they picked up one of the penalties for the pit start, so just electing to not go for a lap, which is fair enough. As with looking at this here, you'd think we were battling for position in a race, but no. We are in a qualifying session here, everybody. Like I say, a few of these laps are essentially abandoned already. They should just abandon them into that little gap that's back about maybe 7 or 8 cars. You can see behind the number 9 car is a very nice gap. And behind the number 716 as well, you could fall into. You just have to abandon the one. I mean, he's got a good bit of space now to the car in front. We'll see if that's enough, though, as these guys are going to be going basically side by side into the first corner. If I ever need pronunciation guide on Slavic names, Vadik, I appreciate it, and I do. Trust me, I do. But the Slavic names, man, they're tough. Just Eastern European names in general are really, really tricky. You got that right, yeah. You know, it's just, especially for like English speakers, it's my tongue doesn't bend in that way, I guess, or my vocal cords don't bend in that way for some of those letters and pronunciations, because I do look them up. I'm not even, I do look up pronunciations as well when I need them, but just popping in for a minute, didn't realize the league started. Yep, we start 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern time here for the rookies on Mondays. But yeah, thank you for popping in. And 7:30 Central time, says David. In case anybody was also curious. Thank you. Not sure what it is European. Sorry, Euros. And, okay, I did know that the CZ is the CH, but RZ is ZH, so J. J and Sh. Ch. But then we have other drivers here, like Christopher Laronde. Oh my goodness. I even had it told in chat earlier, and I had it in my brain, and we have, in fact, lost it again. Laronde. We got there in the end. Laronde. It's a mind-bending experience where you go from one side of the world, well, one side of the country to the other. And in some cases, one side of the world to the other in pronunciation. Nice work here from Ashley Forster to put in a 140.8 in the Porsche. Martini Racing, not the Cayman, right? Not the Cayenne, the Cayman. Also, Monica Swanseeger out, yet to set a time, actually across the line. No time on the board there for Monica in the Bumberjack livery. Gotta check that one out when we get into game, that's for sure. Polish also. See, this is like language, man. Languages are hard. I got enough to focus on here with racing, nevertheless trying to pronounce names correctly, even though I try my absolute hardest. We have Rinaldi here, the Italian stallion across the line in the British McLaren. And Lizzie very happy with her time, as she should be. Lizzie in 42nd position as it stands, 143.1. As we move over into the session. My brightness settings all good here. I'm not sure they are. I think they were. I think they were. It's just a very bright day here in Belgium. Of course. Zolder located in, well, Zolder, Belgium. 2.4 miles, founded in 1963, and the layout that we currently use is from 2007. But as it stands here, when do we get in and meet our drivers, as there's quite a few of them to get through here. In fact, I don't think my song's going to be long enough. We're going to have to just stick through it anyways. I probably should have got started. Anyways, let's get into it. As starting in P1, the AMG here of Tony Rodriguez. We got to kick the tunes up a little bit here. It's a little bit too quiet. There we go. Lovely. As Tony Rodriguez starting in the pole position here. Next to him is going to be Ilipo Ratsulainen. I tried. It's apologies, Ilipo. The 999 of Chris Rosales in P3. Next to him will be Brandon Pfeiffer lining up in row 2. Darren Thomas going to be taking 5th position overall. The 613 Army vet. Awesome livery there. Zuka Vinard in P6. The Bazooka taking the 3rd row there. Aaron Miller next to him in P7, the Viper Racing. Next to them will be Mike Burkov, 8th overall in the KTM. Casey Schutte taking 9th fastest in the Reckless Racing McLaren. I'm not sure we've seen Casey behind the wheel of McLaren just yet. Alex Sheen, though, rounding out our P10 here. Adam King going to be in 11th overall. Next to them will be John Hawley in the Blaze and the Monster Machines Camaro. Kevin Yu, 13th fastest overall. Next to them, Alex Freeman taking pole position in the red plates. We have Chris Blaskovitz in P15 overall, P2 in the red plates. Zane Bliskett taking 16th overall. Christopher Laronde in P17, the 317 driver. Some would say it's meant to be. That's going to be P3 for the red plates. We're going to go overall now from here on because it's going to be tricky. Scott Sullivan, 18th overall in the Azure AMG, then Kevin Johnson in P19. Rounding out our top 20, the Noobs R Us driver of Andrew Casey. Professor Kenotis, 21st fastest in the T-Swizzle 2022, the Canadian. Casey Swanseeger, 22nd overall. Next to them is going to be Alexio Gappa in P23, the Zimbabwean driver. We have Seth Lincoln, 24th overall. Next to them, Jeremy Cubbage in P25. Alex Winchester in P26. Jason Albert, 27th fastest. Next to them, Devin Anthony in 28th. Omar Ashraf in 29th. Benjamin Biddulph, 30th fastest. Next to them, Eric Wolf. Oh, we still got 20 drivers. That's right, a lot of pit starts. Eric Wolf in 31st. Krill Osintsev in P32. John Donnelly in P33. Ryan Brown, 34th overall. Patty Doring in the pits. Stefano Rinaldi in the pits. James Fuller in the pits. Ashley Forrester in P38. Mike Fisher in P39, Michael Cortez in P40, Rally Duce in P41, Lizzie Alisea 42nd, Moriko Yatanashi in the pits, Monica Swanseeger in 44th, Jaeger Crew in 45th, Tony Danzig 46th overall in the pits, Stefina Blaskovitz in P47, Brandon Mellenbakken in P48, and the back of the grid is going to be brought up here by none other than the one bigly of Jacob Church, the 253, starting in the pits. And breathe. The cars are underway now. For the 2.4 mile outlap, it's quite a short outlap here. And what makes a waffle Belgium? David, these are questions that I am unsure of, to be completely honest. And thank you, Eric, for the energy as well. Roofless Lizzie fanboy checking in. You love to see it. Some awesome liveries here out on the track. We got Darren Thomas's Army Vet livery. I think I said it in the last stream, as Darren Thomas was representing another version of this car, not on the Ginetta, but thank you to all servicemen and women out there. Massive thank you. All branches of service. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for what you do and your service. Doesn't matter what country you're from, what country you serve in. We appreciate you all around the world here. Darren Thomas representing them here in the Army Vet Ginetta. A very, very cool livery. But rounding now, the final corner is going to be Tony Rodriguez and Ilipo Ratzulinin. I'm Mike Nause in the booth as we get ready to go green here at Zolder, 2.4 miles, 15 corners, 6 to the left, 9 to the right. As we get ready now, the calm before the storm, we're green here at Zolder, and it's going to be a smashing start for the Camaro in P2 as he immediately goes for the challenge now into the first position. Tony Rodriguez, though, is firmly ahead. We see battling back behind. Oh, there's contact. Mike Burkhoff is off. I almost said Mike Nause. Oh, and there's a car stranded in the middle of the road. This is not where you want to be. There's a chicane in the middle of the straight. Christopher Laurent, that's Alex Sheen. Excuse me, as everybody now has managed to... Oh no, big contact on the first lap. We do have a lot of drivers, though, making it through without any issues, though. And back battling through and through. The people that started in the pits are probably a little bit happy now. We see, though, Casey Schutte hot on the tail now of the Viper GT of Aaron Miller. Into the chicane we go. A couple drive-through penalties being picked up for out-of-position starts, I would imagine. I'm not sure why else there would be a drive-through penalty. The 84 there is off as well. That's Casey Swanseeger. As we are now nip and tuck once again heading into the back chicane into Sector 3 now. Already into Sector 3. Andrew Casey side by side with Alex Winchester, and that's going to be a little bit deep, but it's not too deep as Winchester, manages to secure that position after the move on to the inside. Andrew Casey with no response. Jason Nauber behind chasing as well. The two teammates there in P20 and P21 and P22. Krilo Sintsev in P24 now, getting chased down by Ashley Forrester. They say a few drive-through penalties, unfortunately, to be served. Bit of a gap there separating it as we have the drivers out of the pits now. We have Brandon Pfeiffer getting by Stefina Blaskovitz for P40 as they're going to be making up ground as well. Casey Swanseeger and Ryan Brown here for P34. That's going to be a fairly easy overtake as some of these drivers are a little out of position. Ryan Brown, our previous race winner, in fact, won race 1 of last week. So the pace there for Ryan Brown is significantly up. 1 for the rookies, of course, not for the overall. Oh no, Alex Sheen and Yeager Carew, that's Mike Fisher, are off. Oh, that's big contact as they're rejoining the track. Luckily, nobody else getting collected in that. As we can go back and check, because I think there's a car also stranded off on the side there. The right hand, let's see, the car... As we're on the outside. Oh, that's such a tricky one to judge. That is really unfortunate. 3 cars getting involved with that. Luckily, none others, though. We have Ashley Forrester here, who just got overtaken by John Donnelly. John Donnelly in the Liepert Motorsports. It's a tough one for me. Don't know why that was so tricky. Alex Winchester, Seth Lincoln in the Schwede Motorsport AMG trying to make that ground back up. Seth Lincoln was in pole position at one point in qualifying. He started in P24 overall. He's actually up 5 positions. Making it through that carnage and that lovely green Camaro of Devin Anthony there. Bright green. The 23 car is off as well. Seth Lincoln under threat. We come around to finish lap 2 now. Oh no, there's contact. That's a Noobs R Us car off into the wall. That was Jason Nauber who got hit from behind from Krilo Sintsev. Krilo Sintsev in the heart of racing is deep as a result. What has happened here? It looks like Krill already had some damage. This camera angle is not going to do us justice. Krill in... Oh. Very... and then Krill outbreaks him. So that was not the... I think on the look back, Krill might be a little upset with himself on that one. Definitely not the greatest move there from him, unfortunately. We see Rally Duche off on the rally lap. See what I did there? Scott Sullivan is going to take full advantage and slide his way by. Checking in a little bit further down. Jacob Church now with the move onto the inside of the McLaren. The McLaren not looking like he's going to fight that too hard. That was Stefano Rinaldi. Stefano Rinaldi, excuse me. Drive-through penalty picked up for Monica Swanseeger. She's going to serve that now. Lizzie Alisea, what is... Oh, no! There's a roadblock in the chicane. You can't park there, Lizzie. What has happened? As we go back and try to find out, Lizzie into the chicane has gone deep. She clatters into the barrier there. Okay, everything's all good. So what went wrong? No, Lizzie, why'd you back onto the track? Oh, no. Lizzie. Oh, Liz. My goodness. David, you're gonna need to have a word. The Wicked Witch of Watkins strikes again. Oh no, Lizzie. Oh. Hit the wrong pedal. You're in the wrong gear. No, Lizzie, that's not the right. It happens. Oh my goodness. Oh no, Devin Anthony is off as well in the one big lead that allows the two Noobs R Us cars to slide by. Let's take a look what happened here. The Rockefeller Racing of Devin Anthony. The cameraman not sure what's going on there. Oh, as he has had a bit of an unforced error into the chicane. Woo, boy. What a move. Was that? That wasn't Kevin Johnson. Who was that? That was Seth Lincoln? No, Winchester. Winchester with some cat-like reflexes there. My goodness. Manages to navigate by there. And the chicane of death taking many souls tonight. Yes, indeed, Rusty Plastic. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Koa Dromo, for the follow. Much appreciated. This is a really tricky track, yes. Waiting on the timer. That's all right. At least you'll be back out there. Professor Chronotis on a great drive. Up 9 positions from P21 here. It's definitely one to be said. A livery that everybody loves here, the T-Swizzle 2022 livery, but we'll check that out in a minute. John Hawley, excuse me. That always gets tricky when both of them are in the race. John Hawley, though, in the Blaze and the Monster Machines. Of course, John Hawley... Wait, hold on. Yeah, no, it is John Hawley. It took me... John Hawley, a fan of the Portland Trailblazers? What are they called again? The Timberlakers? No, not Justin Timberlake. Anybody not from America is like, what the heck is this guy talking about? A Portland native there, John Hawley. Battling with the likes here of Chronotis. We'll check out both these liveries as they both deserve an honorable mention, no doubt. Of course, the T-Swizzle 2022, a little outdated. Approaching 2 years old. But still one of everybody's favorite liveries. He chases down John Hawley. We also have a battle a bit further down. Alex Freeman, Benjamin Biddulph, and Alexio Gappa, the two Noobs R Us drivers. Look at this. What is going on here? As Alex Freeman under some massive pressure, we have Benjamin Biddulph trying to make a move around the outside. He needs to be careful to not go into the back of his teammate there. He does manage to not go into the back of his teammate, but as a result, he goes off the track. Side by side they go again, and it's going to be Alex Freeman with the inside line here, heading into the second chicane. Yellow flags from Andrew Casey. I'm not sure what's happened there. He is off the track, but rejoins safely. Keeping an eye on the Noobs R Us Junior battle. Alex Freeman here in a sandwich. Bit up ahead, Darren Thomas. What's happened to Darren Thomas? Safe rejoin, luckily, there for the Janetta. Massive gap from him in the next car. Oh! And unfortunately, just getting back enough to see the result rather than the cause there. But we see Darren Thomas clatter into the side of that McLaren. I think that was Casey Schutte? Not sure who that was. Yeah, it was Casey Schutte up in 6th position. And Ruthless, you're right. It's not where you place sometimes. It's just about getting back out there and hitting the checkered flag and putting some good laps in as well. Yes, that, you know, it's all about experience, getting that side-by-side action. And, well, sometimes it takes taking somebody out like that to learn, well, you know, I'm never going to do that again because that one hurts. I know how that feels. I can't remember if I've ever done that or not, but I'm sure I have. I think we're all guilty of that at some point. Where is Ashraf? Fisher? Fisher is down in P45 as it stands. Omar Ashraf is up in P35. 2 seconds off the likes of this battle here that we're seeing. Oh my goodness. Andrew Casey, Ryan Brown, James Fuller all having a bit of a... Okay, why are they showing the Noobs R Us car there? The cameramen are not quite sure what they're looking at here tonight. Lolly, welcome. You're joining at a perfect time, Lolly. You missed your mother... Oh, no! Ryan, oh, no, no, no! James Fuller and Omar Ashraf have come together. But yes, Lizzie unfortunately down the grid in P47 after backing into the chicane after hitting the barrier. Ooh, oh my goodness, there really was not much there. That, who was that? That was Ashraf? I don't think Ashraf could have done much there. And yikes indeed, yes, that was pretty bad. And you feel like, which, what do you think I cursed? That's the question, because, yeah. You want to see the Patty 808 livery? Why not? Patty Doring, of course, with a lovely livery. We also have this battle between Eric Wolf going on and Tony Danzig. Definitely want to keep an eye on John Donnelly, Zane Bliskett, Alex Winchester, all of these guys in the battle. There's combat throughout the field, but we're going to take a little bit of a breather here and take a look at this Patty Doring livery here, the Class and Gas. Some excellent work put in there. I'm assuming the Patty Doring is the maker of this. Oh! Well, loses a position. We get a great view of that. Actually, that wasn't for position from Rally Duce, but this is okay. We're deep into the chicane, but we're not. We need to hop on board with this action, everybody. This is some incredible stuff here from Patty Doring. Just in case, yep. Just in case. It's fair enough. He drove this car IRL in Vegas? Seriously? Pixar, it didn't happen? I want to see that. We also drive-through penalty picked up for Monica Swanseeger. I think that's her second drive-through penalty, unfortunately. Chronotis is down into P23. What happened to Chronotis? He was up in P12, I thought. I'm assuming David. There's not too much you can pick up a drive-through penalty for in ACC. 20 laps will post in Discord. All right. Please tag me in it. Oh no! Alex Winchester has been driving amazing tonight. Actually goes off the track, makes a mistake. Why don't we check in with the overall positions of this? We have our leader of the red plates, Christopher Laronde, in the Alex Alpha AMG here in P8, battling with the likes of Mike Burkov and Kevin Yu. Mike Burkov in the KTM, an interesting choice from him. In that Valvoline True Racing car. Not mistaken, I think that's an in-game livery, but it's a really cool in-game livery. We also have Blaskovitz. Chris Blaskovitz, the Polish driver in P2 for the red plates. Wait, so it's Blaskovich. Wait, is that what I was saying? Blaskovich. Yeah, I think that's what I was saying. Anyways, that's what I'm going to say from now on, because that's what it is after what Vadik mentioned in chat earlier. And anyways, yeah. Just, yeah. Anyways, Devin Anthony battling for P28 overall. He's a little bit out of position in terms of the white plates after having that error earlier on in that Rockefeller Racing Camaro. Mike Burkov, though, on the chase heavily for Laronde. Can hop on. Listen to the sound of that KTM with a rounded wheel. Not too many cars in this game have a round wheel still. Shows the age. Is the KTM Crossbow. Car that is not particularly good in a straight line. It's also not particularly good in a corner. Uh-oh, what has happened up ahead? Zuka Vinard and the 626, I think I've had it coming together. Is this a back marker incident? Let's see. This is Zuka the Bazooka. Oh no! There's a McLaren! Oh my goodness! Yeah, fair enough. Zuka with a chicane in the road. And that was, I think, oh, a little bit of curb there. Krilo Sintsev, oh, big damage for Krilo Sintsev. Oh my goodness, the cameraman, what are you doing? As this is on pit exit here. Why aren't we up to speed? What's going on here? Is our pit limiter stuck? I'm so confused. Okay, the car's already experienced the damage. Okay, that's why. Fair enough. Who was that? Oh my goodness, Ryan Brown in the Alpine is around. That was, I think, the McLaren of Renali, is I think who that was. Not sure what caused that, but the result was evident nonetheless. Zuka Vinard has found the back of Mike Burkov after that little bit of a tangle up, and we see Mike Burkov making the move there onto Laronde. Can't really see it because the cameramen are not doing their job here today. Oh, Mike Burkov, a little deep into the chicane. Excuse me, a little bit deep into the chicane, but manages to keep it under control, catches some airtime as well. A little bit of an ollie mid-corner. John Hawley here tucking up close to Zuka Vinard, looking like he wants to do a bit of bump drafting NASCAR style. Couldn't go past 30 kph. What happened? What happened that made you not be able to go faster than 30 kph? That's insane. Did you like drive off a cliff? I'm not trying to be rude, but how much damage did your car have? Holy smokes. The leader is somehow on the final lap. That happened pretty quickly. Tony Rodriguez here in P1. Started in pole. Looks like he's going to finish that way. He's got 6 seconds over Ilipo Ratsulainen. We're just going to stop trying that one. 2 minutes of damage. Holy. Is that without tire change? That's insane. Zuka here trying to get a move onto Laronde here. Laronde fighting for as many positions as he can. And energy being thrown the way there of Lizzie Alisea. Lizzie in P46 overall. Even with her incident, still not down in last. Great drive there from the Noobs R Us driver. Showed a great job in qualifying as well. Wow. Speaking of wow, Patty Doring, Devin Anthony. Into the first corner they go, now into the second. The leaders finish the race. Man, this track is short. 1:36.3, the fastest lap to boot for Tony Rodriguez. Ilipo in second and Chris Rosales in third. Zucca Vina going to be battling to the checkered flag here with Christopher Laronde. Not going to be quite a photo finish. Laronde firmly ahead there at the end of Vinod, and John Hawley not too far behind either. Kev John with a move into the inside. Kevin Johnson there. Look at that. Catches Seth Lincoln sleeping a little bit and is going to get the job done. Into the next chicane they go, and I think Kevin Johnson is going to firmly have that. Great job, though, from Laronde. Laronde P1 in terms of the red plates. Blaskovich in second. And Freeman in third. Oh, nice job. This is actually for position. All of these are. As we're going to go side by side, battling into the final chicane. Still here. This is a battle for P27. Devin Anthony behind Andrew Casey. And Jason Nauber behind him. Tony Danzig not too far either, as they all come across the line there. John Donnelly. And Laronde very happy with his race. Yes, indeed, P1. Need to do that one more time tonight, as there is one more race. 2 races tonight, not just one. There's going to be another qualifying session as well. We have a little bit of hydration there. Race took a little bit out of my voice. Of course, we're on 3 days in a row of commentary here, so the voice is it's getting down there in terms of its vocal use. Of course, with an amazing 6-hour race on Saturday, our Sunday 90-minute sprint, or 90-minute, I guess you call it a sprint, and now our rookie series as well. And yes, Raleigh, I hope so too. I hope round 2 is a bit cleaner, as that was not the cleanest start. The timer strikes, 20 minutes on the clock. The qualifying begins. Ilipo, the first one out onto track in the Bomber Camaro. Yeah, Laronde, I don't think turn 1 was just the issue. There was a lot of incidents on pretty much every single corner, I think. I think we probably had an incident on every corner if I had to guess. But, you know, can look forward here to a closer, or a little bit cleaner race too, hopefully. Uh-oh. Need a new graphics card, lagging. That's not good. And you're very glad that you had the pit start, says Marco. Yeah, I don't blame you. I think I made that comment early on. Yeah, the pit start people are going to be in a pretty happy position, honestly, where they can avoid all that carnage. This time around, though, I think we only have 3 drivers to serve a pit start. Round 1, we had like 11 or something like that. 12, I think it was. But this time around, I think we only have 3 or 4. I don't remember. And looking at the rookie Discord, we already have some people apologizing in chat. And yes, this is an unstewarded league, everybody. Let's just remember that. I know I'm trying to talk to the white plates out there who are currently out on track. I think I'll wait till the red plates get out on track to deliver this message. But I'll deliver it both times anyways. But yes, just remember, everybody, is that this is a rookie league. It's unstewarded. And we got to be patient sometimes. Some of these drivers are newer and learning. And that's kind of the point of the league. It's not to be rude. It's just how it is. And you got to remember that when you sign up for a rookie league, you may get taken out in a way that you deem ridiculous or, you know, a rookie error per se, but, well, yeah, it was a rookie error. You're absolutely right. And it happens. So I'll deliver that message as well to the white plates, of course, when they come back in. I know some of these drivers do enjoy watching it, but like I say, it's just a reminder to everybody. Be patient sometimes. It's all good. Nobody's getting hurt at the end of the day. And we're all learning. Currently, though, Ilipo up to pole position. Darren Thomas not too far behind in the Army vet Janetta. Adam King in third in the V8 Racing. The lowest setting possible. That's... Maybe you could find something on some Reddit forums quickly before the starting of the race to maybe lower a couple different settings that aren't necessarily graphics related that might help, but I'm not sure. And Laronde, yeah, thank you. As well. Rookie League or not, still learning how to drive the line from other people. That's why we have our rookie drivers and we have our non-rookie drivers in here. You know, we have our benchmarkers to boot where you can see what a true speed demon, well, somewhat of a speed demon at least, looks like. Ilipo here definitely showing that along with a few other drivers. Rosales here in P2 looking to actually maybe take pole position. Needs to keep this lap together for the rest of the session. Sparrow, welcome, welcome. And Bidoff Only our egos get hurt. Yes, of course. Comment to the fact that nobody gets hurt. But yes, your egos might get hurt sometimes, but that's, I don't want to say some people need that, but some people do need that sometimes. Not calling anyone out directly, but. Chris Rosales, one more chicane to go, 5/10 off of pole position. Tony Rodriguez in that meantime set actually a bit of a better lap, but what does Rosales have to pole? Not quite enough. Not quite enough, 3/10 off. And have I got a pit tracker up? We do have our pit wall live up that is pinned up at the top of the stream as well. You can type pit wall in chat. And you can find that there where you can find all of the wonderful data that Pitwall provides. And Lizzie, that is more of a man's thing. Yes. Oh, I didn't get it. You're right. I didn't connect it for this race, though. Thank you, Bidolph. You're right. I need to do it every race for the Rookie Series. I forget that. Anyone know how to make it auto-connect? Now that would be a nice feature. Is that a possibility? I don't know if anyone has any pit wall experience in chat, but I think you need to you have to connect it manually every time. Auto-connect the pit wall to the server. That would make my job way too easy. You're right, that would. That wouldn't be any fun then, would it? No, that would be very nice. Can take the spot in the truck. David, you have water to inspect. Can't be doing what? I don't know, even what you would call, I mean, auto-connecting my pit wall. You gotta go be like, man, look at that water under a microscope. That's very wet. Some very wet water there. Mike Burkov in the KTM with honestly an incredible time for the KTM. I was saying it earlier, didn't quite get to finish, but the KTM, not particularly good in a straight line. Not particularly good in the corners, not particularly good under throttle, and not particularly good under braking. Overall, kind of a not particularly good car. Mike Burkov is out there tonight and showing us otherwise, currently in 7th position. And Azulando, welcome, welcome. I'm so sorry, I'm going to mispronounce that. Divisionaro? Divisionaro? Azulado? Is that how you say that? I definitely butchered that, and I apologize. I know we have a few Spanish speakers in chat as well that are about to light me up. And a little KTM that could, yes. We'll get a full onboard lap with Lizzie as well. Zukavinad up to P7, overtakes Mike Burkov there. With about 30 seconds left in this qualifying session. Of course, at the 10-minute mark, the virtual checkered flag will fall. After that, the white plate drivers will no longer be able to start a lap. Any driver on a lap already started, though, that is valid will be allowed to complete it. Yeah, Charge, that is too bad. I really have, I'm not sure what to say on that one. I wish I could help you. Oh, there's a KTM on the... Mike Burkov, that is. Actually, made a mistake. Uncharacteristic of Mike. Zuka drifting that Audi there. Driving it like it's a Quattro. Might be a four-wheel drive Audi, but that's not quite what we were going for. So we also have Jacob Church in the one Bigley. Currently in P last, but on a pretty decent lap. And David loving the sound of that V10 as well. Whoa! Whoa! Who the heck was that? Aaron Miller. We're gonna go back and watch that again. Was this like brake failure? What? Aaron Miller kept it flat. What? It's Miller time. All right. That's a way to end qualifying, that's for sure. As Kevin Johnson is going to be the first rookie to start their lap. Heading now through the second corner. Let's hope Kev didn't start their lap too early to the point where they get caught up in traffic, as that traffic is backed up quite far already. And 2.4 miles here. Sometimes you just want to fly into a wall, you know, fair enough. It's not against the rules if you don't hit someone. Jeremy, sign up as a red plate next season? I think you're fine as a white plate, Jeremy. I don't see the issue there. 139.0 on the board. I mean, you're not really that far off. You're 4/10 off the pace of Devin Anthony there. Devin Anthony is nobody shake a stick at. Especially since David keeps crashing into the... Yes, David is an absolute menace in this race. Kev rounding the final chicane. Big moment of oversteer on exit. Porsche's rear end getting very, very excited. Comes across the line. It will be pole position. 3 seconds off the pace. Gonna be a 139.2. Tony Danzig with a good time. Jumps up to the 138.4s. That Camaro looking quite good here. Of course, Camaro dominates the curbs this track with very, very tight chicanes. Allows you to take quite a bit of curb if your car can handle it, and this car doing a good job of it. And we also had a full onboard lap with Lizzie Alicea. Why don't we take a look at that? While we have the time, Lizzie driving the BMW, currently with no time on the board, sitting down in P41 overall. She kind of just started her lap. In through Sector 1 now. On the throttle nicely. Accelerating up to 4th gear. We're going to be banging up the gears now, flat out, till we get to the change on the wall. They're actually the 100-meter board. That's right. It's not the GT3. Lizzie could break a bit later than that. There is a AMG that thoroughly wants to make their way by. I think they've realized that their lap is, well, kind of toast at this point. They should just back off and be setting up for another one. Oh, Lizzie goes off. Be patient, guys. Oof, Jason Nauber is off as well. And more energy for Lizzie. Rusty Plastic having to miss the race for work, you know? It happens. Real life comes first. That is always the most important. Best Belgian track, cold take. That's a very cold take. John, I don't think many people are going to be agreeing with you on that one, me included. Lizzie is back out on track and started a lap. There isn't way too many cars on track for the rookies, Jeremy. There's way too many cars on track for this track. That's the problem. And now heading into the second chicane. Or I guess first chicane. Ooh, Lizzie. A little off on the gearing. A lift of the throttle. Actually, she invalidated through the chicane. That is why. Lizzie's struggling to put a lap together. Jeremy, to be completely honest, 50 for any series is ridiculous, but it's ridiculously awesome. I love it. I think 50 for the rookie series is all good. I think it teaches drivers to be safe. And yes, if one incident happens, it can be a spiral of incidents, but that's kind of how you learn at the same time. Zolder multi-class when? Well, since you asked, I don't actually think we have Zolder on the calendar. I think the rest of the calendar is all British, isn't it? Yes, it is. It is all British after this in the multi-class. But we have Snetterton, Donington, and Olton, which are just as good coming up in the multi-class, of course. Well, I mean, Jeremy, I see what you're saying. But any incident you learn from. But yeah. Thank you, Vet, for the follow. Vet? Apologies on the mispronunciation. Anyone that hits that follow button, of course, will know by now, hopefully, or anyone that has hit the follow button will have known that I am not the greatest with pronunciation. I just do my best. Casey Swanseeger in P24 as it stands. An invalid lap, actually, this time around. Has one more chance to get it right here to keep it between the white lines. Monica Swanseeger has a time on the board as well. 1:48.6 for her. Omar Schraff in P39 with Ashley Forster. Disconnecting? What? Did Ashley just disconnect? Oh, I jinxed Ashley on that one. Vet. Okay, Corvette. Okay. Got it. Yeah, definitely a curse on that one. That one wasn't even intentional. I'm sure we'll see Forzy in chat at some point, but I accidentally killed Forzy. And yes, Benjamin, indeed, traffic. Traffic is the real... Just getting a clean lap together in this track seems to be a real issue. And P34 for Moriko. Looks like that P34 will hold. So I don't think anybody behind you can really improve. As the official checkered flag has fallen, any driver to come across the line at this point will no longer be able to start a lap. Any driver on a lap will be able to finish it, though. Ashley is back in the pits. Martini Racing Porsche is back. Use your GPS to avoid traffic. Yeah, Forzy, sorry about that. I kind of cursed you on that. Literally, as I mentioned you, you disconnected, so. You can blame me on that one if you want. It's all good. As we move over here into the race now, where I have to say all 47 drivers' names again. It's going to be fun. Got to get into it quick here. That's okay, Tropical. I'll be a scapegoat. It's fine. That's kind of my job. A prehydrate's not a bad idea either. As we have once again, starting in pole position. I think it's an identical... No, not quite. Lipo was in P2 last time around. Almost an identical starting position. But starting in P1 here, we have... Funky... There we go. Okay. Now we have Tony Rodriguez. Nope, that's the wrong song. Tony Rodriguez in the Jazzy Rods, as we have the funky jazz going now. Chris Rosales going to be lining up in P2, the 999. Illipo Ratsulainen in P3, the 666. We have John Hawley lining up in 4th, the 410 taking the second row there. Darren Thomas on the third row, the 613 in P5 in the Army vet Janetta. Brandon Pfeiffer taking 6th overall. Zuka Vinard in 7th. Mike Burkov taking 8th fastest. The number 74 True Racing KTM. Lined up next to him will be Casey Schutte in the Reckless Racing McLaren. Alex Shen in P10. Next to him will be Adam King in the number 11 V8 Racing Camaro. Professor Kenotis, the T-Swizzle 2022 AMG. Next to them will be Alex Winchester in P13. In the number 4 Porsche. Alex Freeman, 14th overall. Next to them, Kevin Yu in 15th position. Zane Bliskett in 16th. Kevin John in... Kevin Johnson, excuse me. John on Twitter. Kevin Johnson in P17 overall. Next to them will be Chris Blaskovich in P18. Aaron Miller, 19th overall. The number 90 Viper Racing. And rounding out our top 20 will be Andrew Casey in the Noobs R Us Racing. Tony Danzig in 21st overall. Next to them will be Chris Larande. Freeman in terms... Okay, I also messed up. Freeman in P1 for the red plates. Johnson in P2. Blaskovich in P3. Larande in 22nd overall. Jacob Church in 23rd. Devin Anthony in 24th. Next to them will be Krillo Sintsev in 25th. Casey Swanseeger in 26th. Seth Lincoln 27th overall. Jeremy Cubbage, 28th fastest. Next to them will be Alexio Gappa, the Zimbabwean driver in P29. Eric Wolf rounding out our top 30. John Donnelly, 31st fastest. Next to James Fuller in 32nd. Patty Doring in 33rd. Moriko Yatsunashi, 34th overall, next to Benjamin Bidoff in 35th. Michael Cortez in the OG Racing in 36th. Jason Albert, 37th fastest, next to Omar Schrapp in the pits. Stefina Blaskovic in P39. Ashley Forrester in 40th. Riley Duche in 41st. Mike Fisher in 42nd. Lizzie Alisea in 43rd. Monica Swanseeger 44th. Scott Sullivan in the pits. Yeager Carew in 46th. And Brandon Mellenbach in P47. Name has an I after the K. Let me try that again. Names are tough. Wait. I after the K. Oh, Kirill. Oh, it's Kirill. My bad. Show us Monica's livery. We can show Monica's livery as we have a little bit of time on the outlap here. It's a Tim Hortons inspired livery, it looks to be. Now that is a cool livery there. I'm not sure if Casey or Monica had the pleasure of making this livery. But what a livery it is. That's awesome. It was Casey? Okay. Check out Ashley's livery. Why not? Why not? As we have a little bit of time here. We're actually running out of time. Oh my goodness. I forget how just short this outlap is. The Martini Racing here of Ashley. Lovely historic livery there. Not quite historic in terms of GT racing, but historic in terms of the World Rally Championship, of course. That was that Mitsubishi's? Forza forgot to press drive. Lovely. The Mitsubishi had the Martini livery, right? Or was it the Subaru? Anyways. Starting here in P1, Tony Rodriguez lined up next to them on the front row is going to be Chris Rosales. I'm Mike Nause in the booth as we get ready to go green for race 2 here tonight at Zolder. It's going to be Monday Rookies, Trackalicious, and we're green, and it's going to be about a dead even start for P1 and 2. P3, though, is off to an incredible one as Tony Danzig actually has a looker. That's Ilipo taking a look into the first corner on P1, but he backs out of it. John Hawley next to him. We also have Darren Thomas making a move into the second corner there onto Zuka Vinar. Vinar under threat from the drivers behind as well as Brandon Pfeiffer is going to be trying to slip through potentially. He does have Casey Schutte, though, to contend with as it stands coming out into the fifth corner. And we have no yellow flags just yet. I think, though, as I say that, this is where everything's going to get a bit tight, twisty, and windy, and we see the Constantina effect really happening, but everybody is clean and we're green here in Belgium. Couple drive-through penalties being given here initially. I'm assuming that's for out of position starting. Oh, and that's going to be a Camaro off onto the grass. They almost make it 3 wide momentarily. He goes for the off-the-grass pass, or on-the-grass pass, but we see Casey Swanseeger and Jeremy Cubbage not deterred whatsoever by that, as Jeremy Cubbage is going to be fighting Casey through and through. Down the inside of the chicane we go. It looks like Casey Swanseeger is going to be by as there's a little bit of bumping and bang in there. Jeremy Cubbage off the track as he rejoins next to Patty Doring. Patty Doring actually forced to take off onto the gravel there, and he is going to get swamped as a result. Benjamin Bidoff gets the overtake. And as well, Devin Anthony going to be trying to slip through. What a first lap, though. My goodness. Great, clean start here. We see the Benjamin Bidoff's car off. Oh, there's contact. Patty Doring off into the barrier. This could be bad. This could be terrible, in fact. Oh, the AMG gets control. Laronde with great car control there. Gets off the throttle, is lifting, actually. Is going to come to rejoin. Okay, what a safe rejoin. We have Mike Burkhoff and Seth Lincoln. Oh, no, no, no. What has happened a bit further up ahead? A little bit of carnage here at the end of the first lap. As we see Seth Lincoln coming from... Everything's all good. Oh, there's Mike Burkhoff just spun around, and I think Aaron Miller hits him, which checks up the other Camaro into Seth Lincoln. Seth Lincoln with really nowhere to go, to be completely honest. Jason Nauber into P30, though, battling with Alexio Gappa. As well, Jeremy Cubbage under threat from Casey Swanseeger. We got a little bit of infighting here from the Noobs R Us team. The Noobs R Us Junior not too far behind either. Gonna have a look at the overall positions here. Tony Rodriguez leading this race by a second over Chris Rosales. Ilipo Ratsulainen in P3. John Hawley in 4th. In terms of our leader, Freeman managing to retain the lead, but under pressure from Winchester behind. Winchester, though, in a different class, so not too much to worry about there, but still needs to be careful. Mike Burkov and Stefina Blaskovich, what has happened here? Mike Burkov off the track on the rejoin. As we're approaching another chicane. Now, what has caught Mike off? As Mike has caught... Oh, no! That's actually a completely unrelated incident of Stefina being off the track. They didn't have any contact. Mike just, well, with enough mid-air time there to be served snacks, as well as maybe get a glass of wine. Oh! A big lunge from John Donnelly results in some big contact. Not sure who that was that he hit there. I think that was Mellenbach. Mellenbach is by, but my goodness, that is not an aerodynamically sound number 69. Jaeger Carew in P32. The AMG Uwu on the charge. As Buate supporting Nauber out there on track, Jason Nauber. Jason currently a few positions up from this battle. As we see Jaeger Carew and Mike Fisher going hand in fist as they approach the back chicane. Needs to be careful. James Fuller definitely has the pace to get this overtake done, and he will do it without hesitation as well. James Fuller has been proven to be quite the talented driver in this rookie league so far, I would say. Showing their patience, made a few mistakes here and there. But once again, showing just truly why they're here and the patience that they're showing. But also, Adam King side by side now with Kevin Yu, or that's Freeman, excuse me. Freeman now has no more buffer. Had the buffer of Adam King behind him at one point for the white plate, but now is going to be Kevin Johnson battling for the lead. This is the lead of the red plates. We see a couple cars come together. The number 20, Lizzie Alisea. Oh no, what has happened? John Donnelly is well involved in this, it seems to be. The AMG, though, and the BMW definitely getting tangled up with each other. Take a look at this from the Helicam. Lizzie kind of on her own right now, coming into the chicane. Loses it, you can tell. Oh, what? They didn't come together. Cars are just magnets for each other here in these chicanes. And then I have no idea what happened to John Donnelly. John Donnelly had a completely separate incident himself. Okay, so everybody just... struggling to stay on track, more or less. The McLaren using its straight line advantage here to get by Moriko Yatanashi into the first chicane. In front of these guys, Andrew Casey has had a bit of an off track. All good, though. Jason Nauber. Ooh, he sees the opportunity there. Smells blood in the water as Eric Wolf goes off the track. So does Seth Lincoln. Seth Lincoln, an opportunist, goes by Eric Wolf. We also see Alexio Gappa making swift work of that as well. The number 9 car a bit further up ahead. What has happened to them? Oh no, and the 317 getting involved as well. I'm trying to find this on the... I'm not sure what happened. As everybody has returned to pits already. Holy send from downtown! The Ginetta. Zane Blisket here, looking to dispatch Andrew Casey, get back up with the fellow white plates as he's down there battling with the reds. Currently, though, Alex Winchester trying to maybe get the overtake done in class on Devin Anthony. Benjamin Bidoff getting a little bit out of shape behind. We also have Casey Schutte and Zuka Vinar and Brandon Pfeiffer. What the... We're good. Darren Thomas disconnected. I mean, we're not good, but I thought that car was, yeah, interesting. Unfortunately, Darren Thomas having a little bit of an internet problem or computer issue, one of the two. The disconnect, that is going to help some of these other drivers out, though, in terms of their climb up the ranks. And Neo Kabuki, welcome. Am I saying that right? Power Surge just restarted Thomas's PC. Oh no. Luckily, you didn't cause any incidents, just for your peace of mind, so you know you didn't kill anybody. But, yep, we did see that you your people needed you. In terms of the podium positions, we might have a battle coming up fairly soon. Well, the battle's actually sort of underway. Ilipo battling with Chris Rosales here. Yellow flag for the number 97 car. Eric Wolf and Andrew Casey getting involved. Uh-oh, Andrew Casey, or Eric Wolf, excuse me, already back into the pits. What's happened here? Andrew Casey coming down the start-finish straight. Everything looking fine so far. Where does it go wrong? Heading into the second corner, that Ginetta. Oof. Bit ambitious of a send there. Gap not quite there for the Ginetta, I will say, as they found out pretty quickly. James Fuller here with a move on to the inside. That's deep going for Seth. Seth off the track. The aerodynamics there of that AMG definitely compromised, and as a result, you can see him missing his braking. Andrew Casey has also found another off track. Ashley Forrester here, gaining a position over Andrew Casey. Andrew Casey plummeting down the field. We had 49 drivers at the start of race 1, 47 at the start of this one. We're down to 45 now. Had a couple disconnects, had a few incidents, which have resulted in disconnects. Mike Fisher getting caught up in a little bit of an incident himself there momentarily. Omar Ashraf in P40 catching up with him on a different lap, though. Andrew Casey is in the pits to fix damage. And Alex Fryman there off the side of the track. Or Freeman, excuse me. That's our race leader for the red plates. What has happened here? Freeman. Oh, the V8 Racing from downtown. Oh, no. Different postal code. Oh. That wasn't Jacob Church. Let's not blame... Oh, who was that, though? That was... We'll have to wait for the... Was it Devin Anthony? No, it wasn't Devin Anthony. Adam King. That's who it has to be. Yep, that was Adam King. Oh no, there's more contact. Tony Danzig and Kirill Osintsev. As the red plates are continuously tangling, so this is the rejoin here from the Camaro. I'm not sure what allowed them both there off track. We end up back side by side though. Where is Osintsev? That's the question. Oh my goodness, what it's a very aggressive send there. But what has happened to Kirill Oh, that is Kirill Osintsev. Excuse me, I thought he was in the Audi. That's my bad. Whoa! What a rejoin! We need to go back and see. Oh, yep, and that is the result of that rejoin. Oh no, and then another rejoin. No, Kirill, buddy, pal. We got to talk about rejoins here for a second, everybody. So when you're rejoining the track, make sure you check your mini-map, you check your mirrors, and you wait for the safest opportunity to rejoin. You don't just want to rejoin the track as soon as possible, because that will happen right there. Kirill, gonna be receiving a talking to after this race. I have no doubt in my mind on that one. But moving on from that, Casey Schutte and Brandon Pfeiffer going side by side now in Sector 1. Casey Schutte, I think, was ahead at the initial engagement here. Brandon trying to find a weakness in that McLaren as the weakness there is mid-corner. You can see the minimum speed for that Ginetta through the corner is extremely high compared to the McLaren. The McLaren, though, is great in a straight line. Brandon is just all over him. You can see here, we can hop on board on the incorrect side of the car. Heading out into the braking zone. The back hairpin here now heading on to the Villeneuve chicane. No, not the, this is the Jackie X Vocht. Excuse me. Five minutes, 16 seconds left to go here for race 2. And Brandon Pfeiffer, Casey Schutte, two of these guys are almost inseparable. The Vienna sausage chicane. I'm not sure where you got that from, David. The Ginetta trying to go for the long way around. He's going to have to stick it through on the outside there, but he ends up washing onto the curbing, which causes the traction to be, well, minimal. And he doesn't get the job done. He's going to be chasing him now down the straight. We're going to see the Ginetta attempt to out-drag race a McLaren, and it is not going to happen. This is going to be a tough one. Brandon Pfeiffer playing a game of chess here with Casey Schutte as they position their pawns around every single straight. You can see the blocking maneuvers. And Casey Schutte, not one to leave his queen hanging, that's for sure. Professor Chronotis and Kevin Yu. I think Kevin Yu just got by. Chronotis trying to go for the switchback, but as the chicane turns from left to right, back in, or from right to left to back to right, he doesn't make it happen. Update from Lizzie. Lizzie in P36. Great job so far from Lizzie Alicea. Right behind the likes of Ashley Forrester, Monica Swanseeger as well. Great drive. 37th position for Monica. Definitely nothing to shake a stick at. Andrew Casey. Uh-oh. All right. Make that probably P38. Yes. Apologies, Monica. An exclamation mark curse that one. Don't mention Lizzie's name. Oh, you got it. Seth Lincoln there with... Oh! He's fighting hard with a wounded AMG, but he doesn't get it done. Scott Sullivan just with more pace. As well, Moriko Yatanashi battling with Michael Cortez. Michael Cortez and Moriko into the first few corners we go. That Janetta, if I can see with my eyes there, has a bit of a flappy bonnet. Bit of damage picked up there from Moriko. I'm not sure how that managed to happen, but at some point Moriko getting collected in some sort of incident. Or collecting, anyways. Ivan, thank you. Ivanos Games, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Big thanks to everybody for hitting that follow button and hitting the subscribe button as we had earlier. Moriko, who we're currently watching, dropping that subscription, so big shout out to them. And thank you guys so much. What position is Casey in? Which Casey, first off? But we'll check on both of them. We have Casey Swanseeger currently in P16. Has Aaron Miller right behind and a very flappy bonnet as well. And we also have Casey Schutte, who is... Where'd Casey go? Ah, P6. Still in P6, Casey Schutte. Chronotis gets back by Kevin Yu. A little bit of an off-the-track pass, actually. As he does invalidate, he lets him back through. Gonna have the inside line for the chicane. It's gonna turn to the outside line, but then back to the inside again. It looks like, though, he's firmly ahead. 2 doesn't go into 1 that well through that chicane, and he makes it by... Oh, and there's also Andrew Casey. Yes, thank you, of course. How could I forget? The third Casey is not having as great of a race. Andrew Casey down in P38 right now. Number 406. Adam King here chasing down Kevin Johnson. 1 lap to go. These guys will have 2 more crosses of the checkered flag. Whoa! Getting the rear end a bit happy there for Adam King as he gets the power firmly planted. Gonna have a look onto the inside there. Thomas was back into the race. Served a drive-through penalty. I'm not sure what happened to Darren Thomas there, how he picked up a drive-through penalty after disconnecting. Adam King gonna have the outside line for turn 1. If he can stick with this, though, long... Oh, but there's contact, and that's gonna be Kevin Johnson, who saves it. My goodness, what a save. Jeremy Cubbage trying to take advantage of it. Down the inside of the second corner, Jeremy Cubbage is gonna have the advantage. Oh, as Monica, or that's Rally Duche, excuse me. Similar colored cars. Rally Duche, they're diving to the inside to get the heck out of the way as soon as they possibly can. Not wanting to impede this fight. As our leaders, where are our leaders? Currently on the back straight, but we'll stick with this Kevin Johnson battle for right now until Tony Rodriguez rounds the final chicane, which he is doing now. Tony Rodriguez with a masterclass performance tonight. Takes the P1 both times around, qualifies in first positions both time around, and takes the fastest lap both times around. Tony Rodriguez, dominant. Chris Rosales takes home P2, and Ilipo Ratsulainen in P3, John Hawley in P4. Zuka Vinar takes home 5th position. Casey Schutte in 6th, Alex Shen in 7th, Brandon Pfeiffer in 8th, Kevin Yu yet to cross the line in, with a drive-through penalty on the last lap. That's going to affect the positions massively. Chronotis comes across the line in 9th, actually. And yeah, a class act from Rod. Yep, a grand slam, you might even say. In terms of the rookies, pull up the overall positions. P1 goes to Blaskovich. Chris Blaskovich, P1. Next to them is going to be Kevin Johnson, and P3, Tony Danzig. We could have the top 3 of each class end up popping into the green room. That would be awesome for some driver interviews. I'm going to be honest, I'm not too optimistic we're going to get too many tonight. I forgot to announce that in the pre-race briefing. That is my bad. But if anybody is in the Discord or anyone has can talk with them, either Tony Rodriguez, Chris Rosales, Ilipo, also the top 3 of the rookies, Blaskovich, Kevin Johnson, and Tony Danzig. If those 6 drivers could end up funneling their way into the green room, that would be awesome. I will say, though, I'm not seeing any yet. So we will pop back into the booth here while we wait for that. Welcome back, everybody, as we are now back into the booth. Of course, you can see the celebratory donuts being done. As we can keep the audio going, why not? Don't have a co-commentator in the booth tonight. We'll pull up the replay as well. And yeah, I'm not seeing anybody popping in, unfortunately, into the green room. But yeah, okay, that's all right. We'll just end the stream then. Massive thanks to everybody. We'll find a streamer to raid as well while we do this. Oh, a little bit loud as we can watch the race start behind me here. And see here, do we have anyone? Ah, we do. Look at that. We actually do have drivers. Lovely. As we pull everybody in. Welcome, 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 everybody. Why don't we start here with our P1 for the rookies? Blaskovich, great drive, man.
Thanks.
I don't think you expected to be up there, I would imagine, but you are. I mean, especially after race 1, you've been having a great dominance since last time around, and now here at Zolder, looking like quite the strong track for you.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, but it just clicked for me. Like every chicane I was just nailing, and I felt more and more confident. Race 2, it was super confident and just stayed in it. And yeah, I didn't even know what place I was in until the end, you know, but I'm really excited and happy. So
fair enough. Fair enough. In terms of, I'm actually a little bit confused. We have everybody in here almost, but for the red plates, it was Rosales is a white plate. Ilipo is a white plate. Kevin Johnson, you're a red plate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then Tony Rodriguez as well. Right?
No, I was P1.
You're P1. Oh, of course, I knew that. Duh. Anyways, we'll go through the red plates. Okay, so Kevin Johnson taking P3 in the red plates, right?
2?
2? All right. Shows what I know. I was really paying attention to this race, clearly.
Yeah, Blaskovich got me right on the last few laps there. He was really pushing me, and I just drove too hard and outbraked myself. So I was fighting for P1 for a while, and Freeman ended up getting into a little spin with I think a white plater in that chicane, and I dove right between the two. So I mean, I'm happy to have a podium finish at least. That's what I was hoping for.
Fair enough, fair enough. A great drive as well, and as well as some competition for the rookies, I gotta say, is throughout. You guys are very, very close. But in terms of the white plates, Tony Rodriguez with a grand slam tonight. So how does that feel?
Yeah, feels good. I mean, you know, it feels like I definitely want the competition. I think Ilpo is good, and Rosales is good, and I hope for some more competition in Laguna Seca. And I think maybe this track stands out as a balance of performance.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair, I will say. But you'd quite the drive this time around. Definitely to be said. But
Thank
yeah, Rosales, great drive to you and Ilipo. But yeah, Chris and Ilipo, you guys were very well paced together. Had a little bit of fun.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I-
It was a thing. We had a lot of red plate traffic. That was a complete terror sometimes, and it kind of made the race interesting. First race in the Alpine was quite fun, and it's slow on the straights compared to that Camaro.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference was in this first chicane, though. Well, I had to be very careful not to run you over when I was behind, because I can carry way more speed over, because I can cut both of the apexes. But yeah,
Yeah, I had no
I-
chance. No chance there.
the track is so difficult to overtake on that I think both races were pretty much decided by the qualifying. But hey, that's fair. That's racing.
Fair enough. But yeah, I don't know, any other, I guess Ilipo as well. Ilipo, can you say your last name for me one more time, please, even though I know I'm not going to be able to say it?
It is Ruotsalainen.
Ruotsalainen.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
All right. I can say it as incorrectly close as I can say it. But yeah, great drive to you, definitely. And taking on the P3, I know, I feel like you were like, you showed a much better pace last week. Is it the track for you this time around?
Yeah, this is kind of a weird track for the Camaro, because it is both a good track and a bad track. The car is excellent in the first chicane, probably the best out of all the cars, but it really struggles getting out from the tight corners, like especially the last hairpin thingy. Maybe with TC off, but it's very difficult to drive with TC off in that particular corner. I did turn the TC off for the first chicane in qualifying, because you can gain like 2/10 when you bounce. The bounce tends to cut the power way too much, and it is if you take it the right way, it's very safe to do with TC off. But yeah, I think next week might actually be worse. But then some of the other tracks that are coming up are better for the Camaro again. So we'll see. But I don't really know, because some of the tracks haven't been driven much since the latest patch, and that changed a lot on the BOP.
Well, I think I'm going to keep my traction control on, personally. I don't think I have that sort of talent, but man, no traction control in the first chicane. All right. That's some tips there from
Yeah,
Ilipo.
well, I'm pretty certain Tony was driving the whole lap, like the whole race, with TC off.
Yeah, no TC either from me, for the record.
Yeah, the Alpine I drive with TC off, but I cannot
no power.
drive. I cannot drive the AMG with TC off on tracks like this. It's first gear is too sketchy. I can drive everything else, but first gear is just too difficult.
Fair enough. I'll have to try that. I just always have traction control on. I rely on it too heavily, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys. Congratulations on all of you guys' podium. You guys are all free to go, and we'll see you guys in the next race. And big congrats as well. Bigger winner Tony Rodriguez there with a grand slam this week, and Blaskovic taking the rookie win as well. Congratulations to those guys. And thank you. Thank you guys in chat as well. Hope you guys have a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in this fine world. We are going to raid Circadium. I think that's how you say that. Having a nice night of driving. Go check them out. I hope, like I say, everyone has a lovely evening. For me, at least, this evening. I'm going to be going to bed shortly after this. But thank you guys for being here in chat, showing your guys appreciation and love. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the subscriptions. You guys are epic, awesome. And I hope everyone has a lovely night. And thank you guys, and see you guys next time.